Linda's Pantry, and as you see in the title, we're doing a zucchini crusted pizza. And I'm using everything from the pantry and what I already had in the refrigerator and a little bit of leftovers. So in my leftover bin here, this is leftover Alfredo sauce that I made with the Thrive bechamel sauce and created my own Alfredo. And I had that left over. Now I'm going to use it on my zucchini crusted pizza. I picked some huge zucchini today out of the garden. This is the small one. The one that I grated up had about 3 times that much. I grated the whole thing up. The rest of it's going to go for breads. Okay, so we need 4 to 5 cups of grated zucchini. Let it kind of drain, and this one wasn't super watery, which is really good. You're also going to need some grated cheese. You can use mozzarella. You can use, this is a white cheddar from Kerrygold. And I'm going to top, when I top the pizza, I'm topping it with refreshed mozzarella cheese from Thrive. And this is so easy. I refreshed this last night. You just really put a couple of tablespoons, very little water, put it in a bag, seal it up, and put it in your refrigerator. And you cannot tell the difference between this and any other mozzarella cheese. So I'm super excited about that. We're gonna use some Thrive chicken that I'm going to refresh right now. So I've also got some Thrive vegetables, not all of them, but I wanted some pepper, so I've got green and red bell pepper and some onion, and we're gonna get those refreshing. I'm just gonna pour a little bit of water on them. That's all it takes. They come back to life pretty quickly. And then for the chicken, this is Thrive's seasoned chicken slices, they call it, but they're big chunks of chicken. I get that in these number 10 cans because when you read the label, all it is chicken. It's so delicious. So anyway, oh, these peppers smell so good. Absolutely wonderful. I'm gonna bring you in close here in a second, but I wanna go ahead with the chicken. I'm gonna use their bouillon. It's got less sodium than my chicken bouillon does, and I want to try to cut some of the sodium out. But I'm gonna refresh the chicken with some actual chicken bouillon. And it's a vegetarian chicken bouillon, but it's got a wonderful flavor. I really like it a lot. So you can replace any item that I'm doing with fresh ingredients, and no worries. But this happens to be what I'm using because I have it on hand. So I'm gonna set this, pour this over your chicken, and I'm gonna let that set about 10 minutes, maybe. And that's about all it needs. So there we go. Let me bring you in close so you can see what I'm doing and how I season everything and the textures, because they are really, really good. I'm also gonna put artichoke hearts, and I've got canned mushrooms. These are organic canned mushrooms. I'm currently out of the Thrive mushrooms. I've got dehydrated, but they take longer to rehydrate, and then they're kind of chewy. So I'm gonna use the canned mushrooms. I could use my home canned mushrooms for that matter, but we're gonna do it this way. Okay, so you're also gonna need a couple fresh eggs, and I said cheese. We're gonna have white cheddar on the inside of the crust and mozzarella, Thrive mozzarella on the top, so I can show you how that cheese really does melt. Okay, so now we have our zucchini in this bowl, we've got our cheese, and I want a couple cups of cheese. This is gonna make a really big pizza, so I'm very excited. And how nice is it to get away from all those carbs that your crust can have in it? Probably need a bigger bowl, but you can see how our peppers and onions are refreshing. They're pretty much back to a really nice state to put on this pizza. And the chicken, I can hear it actually absorbing all this. And it smells good. I chose, you don't have to refresh it in the chicken broth, but I thought, oh, I want a little bit more chicken flavor, even though this has awesome flavor. Now the chunks, the little chunk chicken doesn't have as much flavor as that does. So now we're gonna need 2 fresh eggs. 2 of my fresh eggs. Look at those yolks. absolutely beautiful. And there we go. Now we're needing my fork. We're gonna get this mixed up. So let me finish getting this all mixed up together and where I can put it out on my cookie sheet. And the egg and cheese are your binder. And trust me when I tell you, you're gonna love this. Preheat your oven to 400 degrees because this is gonna go in the oven by itself until it's golden brown, and then you can think about topping it with your... Okay, so now I've got my zucchini mixed with the cheese and the egg. But I don't want it plain. I really want it to have some flavor. So I'm using some Italian seasoning because I want it. And this is just about a teaspoon, maybe a teaspoon and a half of what's left in the bottom of this. And we're gonna add some bruschetta seasoning that I get from Costco, maybe half a teaspoon of that. I get that at Costco. And we are ready to put this on our cookie sheet or baking tray. Now you want to put parchment down, trust me when I tell you, because the eggs will cause stickage. We don't want stickage. I did this once because I make these kind of pizzas quite often. I've made cauliflower crusted, which I'm sure all of you have heard of. I've actually done it with spaghetti squash. That came out really good. So you can use any of your squashes and save on those carbs and still get the flavor of the pizza you want. This is one of my husband and I's favorite pizza combinations with the chicken, the Alfredo, the veggies. Yum. Okay. So now the next move is to put this on your parchment paper, and you're going to have to get your clean hands in there. So put this down, and I might see if this is enough for this, and then I can have a small one tomorrow. But I want to make sure you get it about, gosh, a quarter of an inch to a little bit more. Yeah, I'm gonna use it all. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. And if you think that your zucchini is too wet, you can squeeze it through cheesecloth or let it drain. Or you can salt it and then rinse it, but it doesn't, the moisture will evaporate off in the oven. So if you leave it in there, and it goes for quite a while. You're gonna cook this in the 400-degree oven, depending on how thick this is, for about 25 to 30 minutes. I'll try to remember to time it for you so I can tell you. So some of this is pretty thick. But look at all these veggies you're gonna be getting in this pizza. Okay, so you can see I've got my pan here, and I did flip this. What I did was I put a piece of parchment over the top because the bottom was more brown than the top. And I just flipped it, just like you would if you were, and this way, this side doesn't get too brown underneath. And now I'm ready to top it. I'm so excited. But you can see the underneath side still has a ways to go, so it will continue. Otherwise, you may not be able to hold it like a piece of pizza. And it smells so good. I'm so excited. And okay, so I think I've got enough there. We're gonna grab our Alfredo, and this is from last night. You guys, if you watched my my evening, I cooked myself this decadent steak, and I had pasta, which my husband and I don't have because we're watching our diet, and I thought, I feel like splurging. And it was fun, and it was delicious, and I enjoyed that steak. It fed me for dinner last night, this morning for breakfast, and for lunch. So this is the Alfredo sauce. I made this with the Thrive. And so I'm just gonna sauce the pizza with that. And yum. Let's get this on here and spread this out. You make it as saucy as you like. I think that's probably plenty. I wish Michael was here for this because this is his favorite pizza. Okay, I still have enough sauce to do something tomorrow. And that is good. The only thing I've changed since I saw you guys was, this pan's still hot, is I had some diced tomatoes in the refrigerator from tacos, and I don't want to waste them. These are beautiful tomatoes out of my garden. So these tomatoes are going on here as well. But first, we're gonna put our mozzarella cheese, and hopefully we have enough. It's not gonna be overly cheesy, but this cheese, I refreshed it overnight, and that's the best way to do it. It takes very little water, way less than you think, and it feels just like any other cheese. It doesn't feel soggy. It feels just like any other cheese. I'm gonna have plenty that you would get and grade yourself. Oh yeah. But I want you to see how well this cheese melts. It's fantastic, and it tastes delicious. In fact, it was kind of hard to stay out of it. Once it refreshed, I was like, oh, now I want some cheese. So there you go. I saved just enough, and you can refresh that like in advance for a week. Okay, our chicken now is gonna go down. Super easy. And I'm using my hands. This is my pizza. My hands are clean. And the chicken has totally refreshed. It's fantastic. And there's a little bit of extra broth in the bottom, but it's okay. We don't need that. Shotzi can have that. I'll pour that over her doggy kibble. Try to spread it out a little even. Don't let somebody get more than somebody else. I'll probably take the leftovers to work, or this can be my dinner tomorrow night. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so that little bit of broth is gonna be, I'll give that to Shotzi for her kibble. We want some mushrooms. I've drained these, and like I said, if I had time, I would have rehydrated some of my dehydrated mushrooms, but I didn't have time, and these are delicious. These are organic mushrooms. I love them. I also have home canned mushrooms, but I canned mine in pint jars. I didn't need a pint. I'll save that for a pasta sauce, which I'm getting ready to can pasta sauce. Okay, now we've got the other bit of our peppers and onions, and I'm gonna squeeze the excess moisture out of that and put that on. Oh, look at, oh my goodness. Because I don't want my pizza to get watery. Even though it would evaporate off, it would be okay, but yeah. What in the, oh yeah. Any of you that have excess zucchini, you need to do this. It is so good and so easy. Okay, tomatoes, and these are, I did drain them, and kind of squeeze them through the strainer. But I love homegrown tomatoes, and I can't let these go to waste in the refrigerator. So I'm putting them on the pizza. Okay, and one more little bit over here and here. There we go. Look how beautiful. Now I've got canned, and this is canned in water, artichoke hearts, and I'm gonna put these on there. I might cut some of these, but I think the quarters are beautiful. I don't even care. We're just gonna put them on there. I think this is my husband's favorite part. You can use the marinated ones, but you're adding a lot of oil and spices that might change the recipe flavor. And I really want this to be just chock full of veggies, so I use almost a whole 15 ounce, or wait, is that 15? 13.75 ounce can, yeah, of artichoke hearts. So in every piece of pizza, you're gonna get a piece of an artichoke heart. Look for any scanty places. Okay, so this is going back in the 400 degree oven for until everything is melting and bubbly, and it's already cooked, but we want it hot all the way through. The bottom crust is gonna finish its browning. I have a beautiful piece of pizza. The crust itself is browned, okay? And it smells amazing. So I'm gonna take a bite and then I'm gonna plate some up and put you back out so you can see me. Oh my gosh. That is phenomenal. Oh my goodness. I think the Alfredo sauce is shining through. It's so delicious. That is everything. My pizza that I do with regular pizza dough. Okay guys, all the flavors. So this is phenomenal, which I knew it would be. I make it all the time. I make it all the time, but I don't always make it with Thrive products. I make it with leftovers, usually in the refrigerator. And if I had had those, I would have made it that way. So make it with your own chicken, your own mushrooms, your own, everything you have. Choose your toppings. You don't have to make it with Thrive. It just happened to be in my pantry and that's what I use now. And so, delicious. And the cheese, I'm so excited for a low-carb version to be available. And I threw this huge pizza together with no thought process whatsoever. I didn't have to I didn't have to go shopping for the chicken or order it from Zaycon. Thaw it out, poach it, cut it up, deal with all that. It's just perfect. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this recipe. I hope that it inspires you to make your own pizza and make the crust with zucchini, because that's what this video is really all about. All right, guys, I'll see you next time. Don't forget, there's some links below that you might be interested in, and go join me on Facebook. See you next time. Bye.